Lesson 6, pH, Acids and Bases. The pH of a solution indicates its acidity or basicity. To take it back to chemistry for a while, hydrogen ions spontaneously generate in pure water by the dissociation or ionization of a small percentage of water molecules into equal numbers of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions. While the hydroxide ions are kept in solution by their hydrogen bonding with other water molecules, the hydrogen ions, consisting of naked protons, immediately attract non-ionized water molecules, forming hydronium ions. Still, by convention, scientists refer to hydrogen ions and their concentration as if they were free in this state in liquid water. The concentration of hydrogen ions dissociating from pure water is 10 to the negative 7 power moles per liter of water. Moles are a way to express the amount of a substance, which can be atoms, molecules, ions, etc. 1 mole represents the atomic weight of a substance, expressed in grams, which equals the amount of the substance containing as many units as there are atoms in 12 grams of carbon-12. Mathematically, 1 mole is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd power particles of the substance. Therefore, 1 mole of water is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd power water molecules. We calculate the pH as the negative of the base 10 logarithm of this concentration. The log 10 of 1 times 10 to the negative 7 is negative 7.0, and the negative of this number, indicated by the P of pH, yields a pH of 7.0, which is also a neutral pH. The pH inside of human cells and blood are examples of 2 body areas where near-neutral pH is maintained. Non-neutral pH readings result from dissolving acids or bases in water. Using the negative logarithm to generate positive integers, high concentrations of hydrogen ions yield a low pH number, whereas low levels of hydrogen ions result in a high pH. An acid is a substance that increases hydrogen ions concentration in a solution, usually by having one of its hydrogen atoms dissociate. A base provides either hydroxide ions or other negatively charged ions that combine with hydrogen ions, reducing their concentration in the solution and thereby raising the pH. In cases where the base releases hydroxide ions, these ions bind to free hydrogen ions, generating new water molecules. The stronger the acid, the more readily it donates hydrogen ions. For example, hydrochloric acid completely dissociates into hydrogen and chloride ions and is highly acidic, whereas the acids in tomato juice or vinegar do not completely dissociate and are weak acids. Conversely, strong bases are those substances that readily donate negatively charged hydroxide ions or take up hydrogen ions. Sodium hydroxide and many household cleaners are highly alkaline and give up negatively charged hydroxide ions rapidly when we place them in water, thereby raising the pH. An example of a weak basic solution is seawater, which has a pH near 8.0. This is close enough to a neutral pH that marine organisms have adapted to live and thrive in a saline environment. The pH scale is, as we previously mentioned, an inverse logarithm and ranges from 0 to 14. Anything below 7.0, ranging from 0.0 to 6.9, is acidic, and anything above 7.0, from 7.1 to 14.0, is alkaline. Extremes in pH in either direction from 7.0 are usually not hospitable to life. The pH inside cells, 6.8, and the pH in the blood, 7.4, are both very close to neutral. However, the environment in the stomach is highly acidic, with a pH of 1 to 2. As a result, how do stomach cells survive in such an acidic environment? How do they maintain homeostasis with the near-neutral pH inside them? The answer is that they cannot do it and are constantly dying. The stomach constantly produces new cells to replace dead ones, which stomach acids digest. Scientists estimate that the human body completely replaces the stomach lining every 7 to 10 days. How can organisms whose bodies require a near-neutral pH ingest acidic and basic substances, a human drinking orange juice, for example? and survive. Buffers are the key. Buffers readily absorb excess positively charged hydrogen ions or negatively charged hydroxide ions, keeping the body's pH carefully maintained in the narrow range required for survival. Maintaining a constant blood pH is critical to a person's well-being. The buffer, maintaining the pH of human blood, involves carbonic acid, bicarbonate ion, and carbon dioxide. When bicarbonate ions combine with free hydrogen ions and become carbonic acid, it removes hydrogen ions and moderates pH changes. Similarly, excess carbonic acid can convert to carbon dioxide gas, which we exhale through the lungs. This prevents too many free hydrogen ions from building up in the blood and dangerously reducing the blood's pH. Likewise, if too much negatively charged hydroxide ions enters the system, carbonic acid will combine with it to create bicarbonate, lowering the pH. Without this buffer system, the body's pH would fluctuate enough to put survival in jeopardy. Other examples of buffers are antacids that some people use to combat excess stomach acid. Many of these over-the-counter medications work in the same way as blood buffers, usually with at least one ion capable of absorbing hydrogen and moderating pH, bringing relief to those who suffer heartburn after eating. In conclusion, water's unique properties that contribute to this capacity to balance pH, as well as water's other characteristics, are essential to sustaining life on Earth. See you in the next lesson.